Hi everyone. In my last video I talked about the language schools and centers, what mistake they make when they are trying to make their way into the teaching career. And today I'm going to continue with the second part of the top 5 mistakes, but as I mentioned before, these two mistakes which I'm going to discuss today are about professional schools that do have some kind of background in education. Don't go far, I'll be right back. Mistake number 4. Here I believe I'm getting serious. As I mentioned before, there is a variety of English. There are several kinds of English to be taught. Some people want business English, some people want general English, some people want English for medicine, some for agriculture, and the list is very long. Today I'll just take general English as an example. Every publisher creates a series of books starting from A1 ending with C2. So basically you can use books from the same publisher to cover all the levels. Now the problem is some courses use several, or let's say books from several different publishers to cover each level. So for example, levels A1 and A2, the publisher is Pearson. B1 plus, B2 publisher Macmillan, C1 and C2 publisher, for example, let's say Oxford. The question is, why not to use the same publisher or use the books from the same publisher? For example, Macmillan or Oxford or Pearson or BBC or Cambridge, they start with A1 and then they keep going until they reach C2. Why not to use books from the same publisher? In that case, the students can use and reuse the books or give them to other family members who want to have the same course but with another teacher, or the same students who missed some lessons or missed for unpredictable reasons, and then students they couldn't attend the full lesson or less than 50% of the lessons, and they want to re-attend the lesson, attend again and study the same course. So they can reuse the book. Why do they have to pay extra money and buy another book which contains the same information but with different, let's say, different form? All the books from all publishers, they contain the same information in each level. There might be some slight differences, but the main ideas are the same. The other difference is maybe in arranging the book or arranging the exercises or some extra colors, some extra photos, and that's it. But the essential things are the same in all publishers. Plus, for both the students and the teachers, when using the book for some time, for a long time, you are getting used to it. You get used to it. The teachers and students get used to the book, to the format, how to go through the lessons. Even the students, when they want some kind of self-study at home, when they are doing some exercises from this book, they know how to find the information, how to do the exercise, what they expect from the book. Also the teachers, they already know the format of the book and how to make the best out of it. Yeah, for teachers it's a bit different because they have to get used and to learn several formats from several books from several publishers. I understand, but if we are talking about let's say the same group of students who started with one teacher with A1 and they continue till let's say C1, they're already used to everything in that book, so why to change? Why to change? I don't understand. Just for the sake of some format or to make the teacher educate himself or herself with new material. They can do that outside the working hours. Since we're dealing with professional schools and professional language centers, so they are supposed to be dealing with professional teachers. So why not to let the teacher choose what's best or what he thinks best for the students? And of course, I'm not talking about the teacher you hired yesterday. Teacher who has been working with you or for you for about a year. You know a lot about this teacher, you know about his or her ability to choose what's best. So why not just to leave it to the teacher to decide based on his knowledge about the students? Mistake 5, and for me this is the ultimate mistake. The more we see you, the more work you have. Now, this for me is a pain in the head. I'm not going to say something else. Most courses and school, they provide workshops and training sessions for teachers. And for me, this is extremely important. And it's something that any language school or company or center who really care about the service they provide, they must have these training sessions and these workshops. So in theory, I believe they are essential. They are extremely important. The thing is, I'm not discussing their importance. I'm discussing how they are held, how the teachers are supposed to deal with them. What these workshops offer. This is the point I'm discussing. This is the point I have a problem with. The worst result is that having more job is connected not only to your skills and qualifications, which actually take the second place, but to how many workshops you attend. So if you want more job, just attend. Even if you don't need, even if these workshops are about books, or let's say even, for example, there is one workshop which is about a book you have been teaching for 5 years. And you have had workshops about this book for more than 1,000,000 times. Of course, not millions, just a number. But let's say for more than you can even remember. Yet you have to attend that workshop, not because you need it, but just to show the organizer that you attended and that you really care about that workshop. The funny thing, I don't know if you can call it funny, but from one side it could be funny, from the other side it could be really sad. In some online workshops, people just turn their cameras off and sleep. Literally, they sleep. Or they go and prepare some food for their partners or for their kids, while the organizer is speaking, saying nonsense, at least for the teacher who is cooking. Of course, not for all. And then at the end of the meeting, the teacher gets applause because he or she attended the meeting while they were actually cooking. The problem starts when you really lose good potential. You really lose teachers who are experienced or who started their career in teaching, and they do have potential. They just need to work on that. And you just put everything, all of these facts, you just throw them behind your back and just proceed with these workshops. I see no point. And my advice, or let's say my questions to those who organize these workshops, these training sessions and seminars, have you ever asked what this teacher needs? Have you ever had an individual meeting with this teacher? Have you ever taken a look at the majority, and of course not all, of the feedback this teacher has? Of course, they don't have to be all positive. Of course, there will always be negative feedback. But at least take a look at the feedback. See what the students write, or the majority of the students write. Maybe you are missing something about that teacher. Maybe you are missing an opportunity to make a great teacher out of this new person you just hired. If you don't work on what the teachers need, if you only work at what the customer, again, I insist on that, on the customer, not the students' need, and you don't pay enough attention to the teacher's need, I'm sorry to tell you, you need slaves, not teachers. And don't say, I have no time for this. We have a lot of teachers. We have hundreds and maybe thousands of teachers. And I don't have to spend, I don't have time to spend with all of them. If you say that, I'll simply ask you, what are you doing here? What's your duty? Why are you in this position? If you can't do that, if you can't do your duty, simply say, I'm sorry, I can't, and just leave. This is your duty. This is your job. Speak with the teachers. Listen to their problems. Find out what they need before telling them, come, we have a great workshop about the book you've been teaching for a decade. Doesn't make sense. I was so lucky to work with a company which so far is number one for me. In this company, I attended the workshops that I felt I would benefit from, and it wasn't obligatory to attend all of these workshops or training sessions. Yeah, of course, they had several training sessions for several teachers, and people, or at least for me, I attended only those I felt I would benefit from. With that being said, my attendance never affected the job I was given. The job I was given was based on my performance, was based on the results, was based on the students' feedback, or the majority of the students' feedback. Of course, I received a lot of negative feedback. Some people didn't like me. A lot of people didn't like me, didn't like the way I taught, didn't like anything about me. But the majority of the feedback was positive. And that's why I was given more job. And that's why I was giving more, let's say, more opportunities in accessing some, let's say, premium materials. Only my job, only my performance governed and affected the job which I got. Of course, they didn't give me a lot of job because they liked my hairstyle, or they liked the color of my eyes, or because I shaved before every lesson. Unfortunately, I didn't shave today. No, they gave me that work. They gave me too much work based on my performance. That's it. It's business. We're not talking about friendships. We're not talking about I like you like me back. No. Here it's business. You do your job. You are good in doing your job. People like, or most people like, so you get more job, and that's it. So these were the top 5 mistakes that schools and language centers make. Of course, there are other mistakes they make, but I didn't mention them either because they were not among the top 5, or because I simply forgot them. And here comes your turn. If you think there are some other mistakes that could make it to the top 5, if you think or you disagree with some of my ideas or all of my ideas, please don't hesitate to write that in the comments. Share your experience, share your stories, share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.